Arthur Bookwormington III here, and I was not planning on making 2 videos for my Killer Killer book review. It just ran a little bit long, so I decided to put these spoilers into this video. So if you do not want any spoilers, then don't watch it. Otherwise, let's continue on with what I thought.
Danganronpa.
I like the fact that there are 2 killer killers and that Mukuro was the one that set them on their paths. I like how before Mukuro did her thing that each character had their own personalities, and then after the incident they switch personalities and become completely crazy. I don't quite get why Mukuro was killing all of these people, and I couldn't quite place it in the Danganronpa timeline. It must have happened before Danganronpa 1 and before the tragedy and all of that kind of stuff, because they are still together, and it mustn't have happened too long before Danganronpa 1 because they are of the right age. I don't quite know where this is set, but it is interesting to think about. Regardless of that, the very end has Asano getting a collar around her neck, and it has a countdown. When it reaches 0, bombs are going to go off. It is quite cliche, but whatever. The whole point of this was to prove to the world that people will become killers in order to save themselves. Now, this is a bit of an extreme test, and I can completely understand where most of the people are coming from who want to kill Asano in order to save thousands and thousands of lives. It is a bit of a silly scenario, but it's okay, we will work with it. Now, in the end of the book, we find out that in order for her to get rid of this collar, she has to be killed. And Hajirihara says that I will be the one to kill you, you will be my passionate killing, which is a catchphrase that he has. And right at the end, he is the one that kills her. Except she doesn't die. Now, this is the most BS thing in the history of the comic, and manga, and it is the craziest thing in the history of Danganronpa. I did not like this at all. What he does is slice her neck so sharply and finely that the head literally pops off. The collar pops off, he grabs it, and then her head falls back on her neck, and it is healed. What the hell? It made no sense whatsoever. That doesn't make sense in a physical way, because if he cut her so fine, yes, that would sever everything nice and clean, but it wouldn't reattach itself if it just touched each other again. If you slice off a finger and then you put it next to each other, it doesn't suddenly heal itself. It doesn't work like that. It was incredibly silly and something that I could not get behind. Now you see why I was saying that this is set in Danganronpa, which is a hyper-real world for sure. But this is completely unrealistic. I could not understand why they went in this direction. I thought that she was going to die, and I would have been happy with that. It would have been fine. But this ending made it so it was absolutely ridiculous. I don't like it, and I think it's way too far-fetched. Also, the fact that all of the Future Foundation people are there, and Hajirihara just sort of walks away even though he's got a stab wound through him, and he's trailing blood everywhere. How was nobody looking at him during this? Actually, I can understand. They just saw somebody get beheaded and survive. Oh wow.